Remember when I said that I'll check out the First Descendant again when I see something big happening? Well, I think Season 3 is the time to finally install the game again. Now, I know I have been critical with the First Descendant in my previous videos, and this is because I want the game to succeed and give Warframe a friendly competition. Like I always said in my videos, it's always a win for us gamers if we have more games to play within our favorite genre. I only have 600 hours of playtime in the First Descendant, and the last time I played it was on Christmas Eve of 2024. I know I am irrelevant to you, but please hear me out, and let me explain my reasons why I stopped playing the game first, so you'll understand why I am excited for Season 3 of the First Descendant. Honestly, I really felt at home playing the First Descendant, as the grind is really familiar. If you have played Warframe before, or any games that involves looting and farming for items to craft your gears and build up power, then you'll definitely be interested in this game. Although many players say that the RNG was bad, it was really normal, as I always experience gambling for every resource I have in free-to-play games such as Path of Exile and Warframe. The developers did fix this issue, and in my opinion, they have made the game better with the loot drop changes. The nerfs and buffs are also similar, and it's not a surprise when Nexon lower the power of a Descendant and then buff a non-popular one to the point that it becomes meta. After that, they'll tone down the recently buffed character so it will still be good in the new content. This will make the character level in line with the new content and get rid of that stigma that the old class is still better compared to the new ones. Long story short, no builds are safe in a free-to-play looter-shooter game, as the developers will make changes to shake up the meta and so that players will have new ways to play. Also, it's pretty obvious that when it comes to nerfing, it's always easier to get rid of the broken builds that buff all the weak ones. I get the changes that Nexon was implementing to the game, but what I don't get is every season, they seem to follow the same rule of releasing new Ultimate Descendants, the same missions but with buffed up modifiers, the same Void Intercept bosses with reskins and power boost, and the same Gunner bait shit skins that for sure drive sales, but doesn't actually bring enjoyable content, with good replayability to keep players active. Pixel boobs and asses are good, but Nexon should also bring good looting and shooting on what they claim as a third-person looter-shooter game. And in Season 3, which they named Breakthrough, we might actually see some huge improvement to the game that will forever change the First Descendant. You see, when the First Descendant launched as a flashy, free-to-play looter-shooter from Nexon Games, it came out swinging. The visuals were stunning, the gameplay had serious potential, and the initial buzz was strong. But like a lot of live service games, the honeymoon phase didn't last. Like I have said, performance issues, balance problems, and a lack of content depth quickly soured the experience for many players. Retention took a dive, and the team found themselves scrambling to keep up. In their official YouTube channel, there's a new video titled Persevering Through a 57 Metacritic as a Live Service Game. This generally talks about the game and their struggles, and how the developers managed and overcome all the adversity of keeping the game afloat. The video is more than 20 minutes long, so let me share to you all the things that the developers talked about, and let me know about your opinions in the comment section below. So first, they have discussed that instead of patching things up with duct tape and crossing their fingers to fix the problems, the dev team, led by Mr. Baeom-Jun Lee from Magnum Studio, decided to slow down and rethink their entire approach. They didn't just toss out quick fixes. They went straight to the source, the players. Through asking on Discord, live question and answer sessions, and genuine transparency, they opened the doors and invited the community in. They have revealed that the shift in strategy started to pay off during Season 2, with daily active users jumping a massive 92.4% and returning player rates rising by 20%. It was a clear sign that listening, really listening, to your player base matters. Take note that this is their data from the game, by the way. Also, they have said that Season 2 brought more than just good vibes, though. The team focused hard on quality of life improvements, offered free rewards, hosted community events, and revised monetization practices to be more player-friendly. One of the biggest gestures? Refunding nearly $1 million worth of in-game currency to make things right with the player base. They think that this move helped rebuild trust and reminded the community that the devs weren't just in it for the quick cash. Well, honestly, I don't have a say on this part, as it's really not my concern. What I'm asking is newer content so that the game will be replayable. Another thing that I should note is that they have revealed during the GDC conference that despite the low scores from critics, it manages to earn a $100 million in revenue in the month of its release alone. I really think that this is props to the marketing team of the First Descendant, as everyone was blown away with how gorgeous each trailer of the game. And when it arrived, I can speak for almost all players that we were mesmerized on how good the character designs on the game. This was also the time when ugly-looking games were released, and I'm definitely looking at Concord. Many gamers were pulled by how good-looking each character of the game, as this is one of the very strong points of the game. However, it was really a bold move to double down on character designs and not providing good content to the community to enjoy. It's like every time we get an update, everyone talks on how sexy the character is, instead of discussing how fun the new content of the First Descendant in its latest season update. But maybe the boldest move of all came with the decision to stop supporting older consoles like the PS4 and Xbox One. Risky? Absolutely. But it also meant the team could streamline quality improvements designs, reduce dev bottlenecks, and really focus on delivering a high-quality experience on modern platforms. It's a move that might sting for legacy users, but in the long run, it positions the game for more ambitious updates. Speaking of which, let's talk about Season 3. Titled Breakthrough, it's shaping up to be exactly that. We're talking a massive new open field to explore, vehicles to drive, gigantic Colossus battles on the field, and even collaborations with other intellectual properties. It's a clear signal that the team is aiming to make the First Descendant not just good, but unmissable. Behind all of this is a bigger shift in philosophy. The devs are moving away from fast, 3-month seasonal cycles and giving themselves more time to develop deeper, more meaningful content. It's a quality over quantity play that could help avoid burnout and keep players engaged for the long haul. Now, the two words which best describes the upcoming Season 3 update is for players to be cautiously optimistic. I say this because we've seen Season 1 flop, and then saw Season 2 was not enough to save the failed recent update. I'm optimistic about these new big content for Season 3, but I'm also cautious not just because of the game's history, but also because Season 3 is somehow ambitious, and I'm curious if the developers can pull off something this big. The new season is set on July 2025, so I'm assuming that the developers have already been working on this, because if they are claiming it to be this big, then a couple of months' work won't be good enough. At the end of the day, the First Descendant is becoming a case study in how to recover from a rough launch. It's not perfect, and there's still work to do, but by embracing community feedback and doubling down on meaningful updates, the game might just carve out a lasting place in the live service landscape. Season 3 launches in July, and if it lives up to the hype, it could be the moment this game truly finds its footing.